Hello and welcome. I'm Sinom. It is 1:06 a.m. South African Standard Time, and today I'm looking at the chart of Tesla. The ticker symbol is TSLA, starting from the weekly time frame. So, as you can see right here, I believe this was the 1st of November 2021. Tesla reached an all-time high, also establishing the peak of the third wave of minor degree. Of course, some of you might be aware that minor degree is degree 9 in terms of numbers, because this is well explained by Proctor in his book alongside Frost, AJ Frost, that is. So you can see that we saw a WXY, or rather a double zigzag wave A of a triangle, and then we saw a rally wave B, and then we saw another, I believe a WXY right here on lower time frames. And then we saw what looked so impulsive. I did mention in the previous video, I believe I was doing NVIDIA, that wave D of a triangle sometimes has characteristics of wave 1, because the general public or the mass, believes that the impulse is continuing. Unfortunately, their, I'd say, assumption gets proven wrong by a decline of wave E, of which in this case, I believe at 182, Tesla, completed the trend, or rather bottomed. So you can see right here, I've labeled it as wave E of, wave 4 triangle. So I'm expecting Tesla now to rally as much as 1,300 USD per share, or trade around that time in the near future, of which that will be probably around, May, June of 2026, according to these projections. So what are these projections? This is a triangle, right? And then you take, or rather draw lines from the beginning of a triangle, of which the triangle began right here on the 1st of November 2021. And then what you do, you draw a line from that point, and then you can see that should we have drawn this line right here, we would have fallen short of the peak. So we didn't extend it as far as, the beginning of the fourth wave triangle. Instead, we drew this one, which is AC line, and then pushed it forward. So this part right here marks what people call the width of a triangle, or its wideness. And then you can see that this is how wide this triangle. So I measured that. And then what I did, I extended the lines AC as well as BD forward. So this point right here is called the apex. So this point basically predict when like the fifth wave is likely to end. So I projected it from there in terms of like time, but at the same time in terms of like the length right here, in terms of the length, this is how it should be, of which that will be probably around 1000 USDs. Then why did I project it there instead of there? Well, I believe Tesla will beat this one up, because Tesla has been moving sideways. And if you look at wave one and compare it with the third wave, you'll find that the fifth wave has to move quite a lot. So this one, I was doing it for time projections. At the same time, I was expecting it that 1,300 USD will be the maximum in terms of price movement for Tesla. We might exceed it in the case of a fifth wave extension, but I want, to prepare myself to hold as much as 1,300 US dollars. So right now, I believe Tesla is bottomed, but in the case whereby we have failed right here to bottom, I believe this is what we are going to see, a decline, and then a rally. Why is that the case? Because it will mean that this is W and then X and then this is Y. Instead of being there, our wave E of a triangle ends there, and then so is our wave 4. That is, we'll have to take out this low of 182 in order to prove that indeed Tesla isn't bottomed yet. But as far as I know now, I'm a bit, concerned about this rally on higher time frames. But if you go to the lower time frames, what you will find is that Tesla is dancing, so well. If you are a fan of Madara, you'll know what I mean by dancing. It's doing its job so well, because you can clearly see that using a line chart right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this is basically wave A, B, and then C. So that's enough for a triangle, because we want to see zigzags as sub waves of a triangle. But at the same time, we do have an exception when it comes to double zigzag. So I believe that you might see a double zigzag right here. Why am I saying that? Well, let me show you on the 4 hourly time frame. Why am I saying that? Look at this price action right here. From this low right here. Wait, what did I just do? From this low right here, what you will find is that we have A, B, and then we have C, just as I did show you that we have one, two, three, four, five. And then we have like this rally right here, which rather resembles whether let's say it's a WXY or an ABC structure, but I believe it might be an ABC when looking especially at this part right here. But at the same time, it could be a WXY because I think that's A and then B and then one, two, three, four, and then five. But either way, what matters is that this is wave X according to like the way it looks. Why am I saying it? If you're a fan of Jeffrey Kennedy, he loves to say that in the case of a corrective wave, I mean like a corrective move, he wants to see the slope of the final move within that movement, a bit shallower. And if you look here, this slope might, be a bit shallower compared to this one. At the same time, what you will find is that this move is following what is likely a triangle, and we know that a triangle is only found in wave form, in wave B as well as wave X, and it signals that this is the last move to a certain direction, and following that we should see a reversal to the opposite direction. And why do I think already that Tesla has already peaked at 261.75 dollars is because I saw this bearish engulfing candlestick following these ones right here, of which you could see clearly that there was no momentum. So if you are a fan of Japan, I mean bars or Jeffrey Kennedy himself, you will find that we see a double close key reversal bar, because we had this bar right about there. Let me just zoom it for you. We had this bar right here. It opened and then closed there, and then the next one opened and then closed there. Then this one opened there at the top and then closed far below the closes of the two previous bars, of which is there right there. So this bar pattern is called a double close key reversal bar. And then candlestick, which is a Japanese bearish engulfing, which is good. It's a reversal signal to me, following a triangle as well. The move is well contained by parallel lines. That's just healthy to me. That's just healthy. So in the next few days, I want to see the prices falling and taking this low right here on Tesla. Other than that, I will not be doing anything except for wait, and wait until wave E of a triangle has been completed. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I am done for today because there's nothing really interesting on Tesla except for what I have just shown you. But let me just go and check for you, the candlesticks. You can see right there. We are going probably to see what we call a dark cloud cover, because we opened with a gap up or a rising window, and then we did close it, and then we closed well within the body of this previous, bullish candlestick. So what are we likely to see? A dark cloud cover. So we expect the next candlestick to open and then close below the open of this bullish engulfing right here. I mean bullish candlestick right here, which will be a good confirmation to me, because you also see this doji right here, which is a dragonfly doji. It's a reversal because it's found at a zone of significance, which is right here, where in the previous decline we saw the bearish shadows, as Steve Nissen teaches. These are like bearish shadows. And then let me check the DC for you, which is also might be supporting evidence. Well, despite that, we're trading far above here. There is nothing much here, and then also we have filled this gap. Yeah, I don't see anything else that is of great interest on the daily time frame. And then what you will see even here is like nothing much except for this bearish shadow at this zone. We're likely to see what a double bottom. There's nothing really here, but I don't know much about let's say we check the RSI. I believe we might get to see a bit of a divergence there. Well, there isn't none on the weekly. There isn't none on the 4 hour daily. Surely on the 4 hour there's none. Well, that does it for me today.